I'm sure somebody in your family or somebody you know probably has had the flu already this season. We're getting those updated numbers from DHEC now. Shows 26 people across our state have already died from the flu this season. There are now 10 reported deaths in the upstate, 5 here in the Midlands, 4 in the PD, and 7 in the Low Country. DHEC says this is the 8th consecutive week for widespread activity, so it is considered widespread.
And our News 19 medical reporter Rosemarie Beltz is in the studio tonight to remind you how to better protect yourself from getting the flu. Rose?
Well, this year, the numbers of the flu cases, they are way up. Flu activity has been elevated for about 2 months, and it keeps going up. DHEC reports South Carolina is seeing the same rise in the numbers as the rest of the country.
As a reminder, the flu is a contagious respiratory illness caused by a virus. When these germs are inhaled, they can cause inflammation that makes it difficult to breathe. Most people recover from the flu. Those recent flu deaths show us that the flu can put you in the hospital or even be deadly. Particularly vulnerable are children. According to recent CDC reports, 27 children have died from the flu nationally. This is because children, along with older adults and people with chronic health conditions, have weak immune systems, making it hard for them to fight off the flu virus. However, anyone can have serious flu complications. Right now, we're at the peak of flu season, but that doesn't mean it's too late to get a flu shot. The flu vaccine is safe and protects against multiple virus strains. Studies show the vaccine prevents serious flu side effects. The vaccine even helps with complications caused by flu viruses not covered by this year's vaccine. If you still get sick with the flu, antiviral drugs may be an option. Tamiflu, Relenza, Zofluza, and Rapivad are the drugs given to treat the flu, and you can only get them from your doctor. Flu medication should begin within 2 days of having symptoms. If taken within 48 hours, antivirals can ease symptoms and shorten the time you are sick by a few days. They can also help prevent serious complications like pneumonia, but they are not a replacement for the flu vaccine.
Also, I do want to point out that antiviral drugs are different from antibiotics, which fight against bacterial infections. If you have taken these steps but continue to have problems breathing, uncontrolled nausea, vomiting, and generally don't feel well, you really should get medical treatment.
Okay, I just asked you this. I want you to tell the viewers what you just told me. How long can you be sick with the flu?
Well, generally, you should start improving after 5 days, right? Especially with this antiviral treatment. However, anyone who's had the flu, I know I've had, it has taken me out for a couple of weeks, and it could take months for you to feel better. I mean, I don't know if you guys had the same experience. I mean, I think you know when you have the flu.
Right.
You know, people say they get the vaccine, they get the flu, they've had the flu. I'm like, no, you know if you have the flu.
Because it will take you out. And symptoms tend to come on quickly, don't they?
They do. Not like a cold that's sniffly like I have right now, but like you just wake up and it kind of hits you out of nowhere. For sure, this general achiness.
Yeah, people who smoke obviously out there and people who are vaping right now. Does that open the door to getting the flu
That's
easier?
a good question.
Right. I'm really glad you brought that up because I personally have experience with this. We have seen patients who've gotten the flu who vaped and their lungs are not recovering as fast. Actually,
Wow.
I did have a patient who was in her 40s. We had to transfer for a lung transplant, actually. So I really can't stress that enough. Smoking, vaping. Because
Makes the flu worse, get you sicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, last question really quickly.
Sure.
First symptom with my neighbors who they just all got it, it was a high fever. Is that generally the first symptom that you'll start to see?
Some people have a fever, some people don't. And especially with kids, they really vary. Some people, it's just really achy, nausea and vomiting. So it's really unspecific, which is why if you wake up and just don't feel well, your best bet, swing by a clinic, your doctor, and just get a quick test to make sure so you fall within that window.
Is the test still the nose swab?
Yes.
Nobody likes the nose swab, Rose. It's awful.
I know. I'm sorry. I know.
All right. Thank you for all that info.
Sure.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a check on the weather in just a moment.